Hello, it's Joyful Hermit. I've moved up to another room of the place that I am living now. And obviously today I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm working on trying to get up, get moving. I have a couple of short walls to build. And we're not having rain today, so I can use my power saw that's outside. I have been sort of looking over things online. One aspect that I looked up, Googled, was on victim souls, and it rather amazes me in some of the forums what people have to say about victim souls that is so, I guess, very eclectic and not necessarily based on actual lived experience. So I've noticed also that many people, like, for example, regarding victim souls, and it may be also with hermits, is that their opinions are drawn upon maybe one thing they have read or one person, when in the case of victim souls or hermits, it's a very unique kind of vocation, and it is very individualized to the person, between the person and God. So reading a biography that includes information about the person being a victim soul may be entirely different than what some people, some victim souls may experience, or what some hermits may experience, and what their call is from God. So I really encourage people to remain very open to what other people are experiencing, especially, for example, with victim souls. If you do not have a call as a victim soul, even if you are unaware that you can possibly be called for certain instances to offer yourself or to unite your sufferings with Christ, there are many levels of victim souls. There are many levels and aspects of hermits as well. And I'm not saying that either of these two vocations are at all particularly alike or aligned. I'm just giving them as an example, as examples. And even in one case, there was some group that had determined something invalid without even ever talking to or communicating with the person who is the writer. And I find that very narrow, and I don't know, maybe rather ignorant to do that when they don't know the person or the calling and are making an external internet judgment. So, and that judgment, as I noticed, was based on a lot of fear and distance. So none of us really ever do know many things until we meet with God when we're out of this temporal world. I had been noticing some videos of a woman who has seen angels since she was a child, or an infant even, and describes certain things, and some aspects of the theology doesn't line up with that of the church, and or even some things don't necessarily line up with my experiences that I have had, or my visions or locutions, or my interactions with angels. So even though I am not too drawn up into it, I do find some aspects of what the woman says to be uplifting. Anyway, I just think that I wanted to express this today, that people out there reading or even watching this video or having read any of my blogs or reading others' blogs, we should not be quick to judge. We just don't know. I have recently been have been misjudged greatly by someone, and it's going to affect my life in an adverse way physically, But I have recently come to understand, that Jesus is enough for me and that God chooses everything for me because I have given my will over to God. And it's very difficult to sustain the faith with that, I must admit, because physical pain is very, very difficult to endure. And this is going to cause me increased physical pain. But it was a slight against my personhood, yet it's going to have authentic kind of ramifications for me. And I must wait now to see how God will unfold it and to continue with my faith and to recognize, ask myself, is Jesus truly enough for me? Or will I crumble when the physical pain becomes more increased? So anyway, we must discern things, but yet not be too quick to judge other people unless we know them fairly personally and unless we have had our own callings and think that somehow we have all the answers, particularly when it comes to vocations. When we begin to go beyond simply sharing our experiences for the benefit of others and start being more didactic and defined in how it must be based upon our experiences, then we cross a dangerous line. When we start taking our experiences and making them fact for how the baseline is, we are not in too good a territory. It's really a position of great pride to do that, because none of us has all the answers, other than if we can accept and know deeply that God's relationships with each person and within each vocation, there's great latitude. God has all the latitude He needs or desires or wills. God bless His real presence in you. I am going to try now to get up, get dressed, and start my air compressor, do some sawing, build a wall. And I'll pray for all of you while I'm doing so. Please pray for me that I can manage the pain. Thank you.